Welcome back to Freezing Anime Review Part 8. I was not expecting this tonight, but I figured, oh, why not? I got it done. Yeah, this one I'm discussing the second arc that comes right after where the anime left off, Valkyrie Introduction. Yep, this arc covers chapters 97 to 116. This arc is kind of the set of the new status quo for the series in kind of a way. This arc, we get introductions to the Valkyries. They're pretty much like a group of 5 ladies who have the ability to imitate Pandora's, and according to Katsuma's grandfather, who is the head of the project, their purpose is to surpass the Pandora's. One of them happens to be Katsuma's cousin and his fiance, which the thing is, he refuses to accept the whole arranged marriage thing. And the whole thing was arranged by his grandfather. So he talked to his grandfather about it. He's like, I never thought you'd take it that seriously. Why didn't you bring along your partner? I like to meet her. And they had the meeting. And goes fine. Gregory basically gets along with Satellite perfectly fine. He does mention that he actually knows her father very well. The fact he's known him for a long time. And it seems as though that when she leaves, they leave on good terms, and she perfectly accepts her being around Katsuma. And of course, they have some drinking afterwards, and don't worry about the fiance thing. It just, of course he leaves. And when Katsuma leaves, of course, we have Satellizer basically getting kind of drunk. It's like, oh, let's get high and stuff like that. And he's like, I like to see the continuation of this relationship between the two of them. Yeah, because I think he actually supports, from what I can tell anyways from reading the manga, he supports the relation between Katsuma and Satellizer. Perfectly fine. So, Satellizer basically invites in the room, though he doesn't exactly do the baptism, where it's like, let me take a bath first. And then, of course, see her nude, again, because obviously they keep showing us. And it comes out like, oh, maybe we're about to do the baptism. But Miranda's there because she had tied up. Katsuma. Yep. And this was so hilarious. And pretty much like, they decided to team up against, his cousin to make sure she doesn't take him out. And of course he goes back to his room, runs into a woman who's got some ability to Clifton. It's like, oh, you knew Clifton Fairchild. It's like, and this is when Katsuma figures out that the Clifton Fairchild is his aunt. Yep, he finds out that Clifton, a woman who looks like parents-wise not much older than Katsuma, is in fact his aunt because she's one of the 5 sisters under Gregory at Oe. And her name is Lucy. And she also gives Katsuma his very first kiss in the series, which he doesn't bring up later on. And of course, he's later saved by his cousin. And they don't really go with and for some reason, Satellite and Arena are not there to help him out for some reason. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. But the thing does set up basically some joint exercise between Team 13 and West Genetics. And pretty much the whole thing also helps set up the very next arc of the series, 12th Nova Clash, which is really long. Basically what I described is literally all that happens in these chapters. Pretty much the Valkyrie project, the way they describe it, it's a replacement for the cancelled Pandora project, which was shut down after the events of the 11th Nova Clash. We get an introduction to them, we get a little bit of process, exactly what these people are, while also set up the very next arc of the series. That's literally all, and of course, the meeting of having Katsuma and Satellites meet with his grandfather Gregory. The meeting between the two of them, I like the fact the interaction is actually very nice and very familiar. And of course, Satellite meets him while she's wearing glasses. Yeah, a lot of the time when she's not fighting, she wears glasses. That's how she is. I don't really know why. She might be nearsighted, though she takes them out whenever she fights. And plus, I like the fact they also introduce not only the cousin, the Valkyrie. I also like the fact they have a revelation about Clifton. I mean, she only died just 2 arcs back, and now they reveal that she's actually Katsuma's aunt. which is interesting to say the least. We all have a brief flashback in this arc with one of his actual aunts, one he actually knows since childhood, Cassandra. Yes. And also we see a flashback of, well, Gregor when he first knew Maria Lancelot when he was younger, and the fact that he described her as a goddess, which is kind of true anyways. But yeah, that's all that happens in this particular arc. It's a good arc. Mostly it's just there, just set up the next clash, which is kind of weird when it comes to this particular series. Like, we have a calm arc, basically just set up the very next arc of the series. Yep, and there are basically, as of right now, thanks to finish reviewing, there's like roughly 4 arcs to review. There's 12 of a Clash, Busters, 13 Clash, and Revenant. Yeah, but this arc is actually pretty good, thoroughly enjoyable, and do recommend it. Basically, you try out. Well, you have to read the beginning of the manga to understand what the heck is going on. Now, if they ever adapt this, if let's say they do a season 3, now in the case of the previous arc, you could probably have that adapted like 1 or 2 episodes most. This one, if they do the normal format they normally do, they could probably have this whole arc adapted about 5 episodes at most, because they usually try to, from what I can tell, it looks like they try to adapt like 4 or 5 chapters per episode, and I could see this arc taking up roughly about 5 episodes at the latest. Yeah. But the thing is, Valkyrie Introduction is not the longest arc in the manga. Oh no. I think the longest arc might be Nova Clash. No, actually, it might be Busters that comes to Wrath. I'm looking forward to discussing our next arc. Yeah, it's something that we had Clash, but at least that in the case between the 10th and 11th Clash, there at least was 3 story arcs that came between, though told out forward in the anime. Yet in the manga, after 10th Nova Clash was siblings, the E Pandora Project, the E Pandora Rebellion, then 11th Nova Clash. Yeah. But not much else to say about this arc. It's definitely good, to say the least. So yes, now I wasn't originally planning this video tonight, but I figured though I finished the last 4, like it was only like 4 chapters left, and it was really quick to get through this arc. So yeah, so until see you tomorrow, my reviews for Case Closed, probably a review for this series, and probably also about 2 videos for Naruto. Okay, next video. Bye.